Warning. This podcast may contain the consumption of alcohol. If you are under the age of 21, please do not consume alcohol. If you are over the age of 21, crack them.
I was open already.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oopsie.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Pointless Agenda. My name is Danny.
Yay.
That's Anthony, Rick, and Andrew. I didn't tell you guys the order, so I figured I'd say your names because you guys don't know the order in which I put your webcams.
Oh yeah,
So
you got
it
the
was
whole
chaos.
circle thing going.
So
We know who we are.
yep, everyone's got their name tags under them. You know us from last episode because last episode was fun and awesome, and you also noticed that there is less of us today. We're missing two of our companions. But they are not gone forever. They will be back. Every episode may vary in the cast, so every episode might be a little different. That might be all of us. That might be 5 of us, but there will be, at minimum, at least 4 of us.
In a ditch.
In a ditch. Hopefully not in a ditch. I wouldn't want to be there.
Not.
So how is everybody?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Chilling, man. Chilling.
Just working, you know.
I got into the Heroes of the Storm beta, so I'm excited.
I
did
wanted to get in that
real-life
so
it.
bad, and I'm mad.
Dude, every time I sign up for a Blizzard beta, it just like takes a shit on my life. I never get into the betas, so
I've been
like,
surprisingly lucky.
That's fine. No Hearthstone, no Heroes of the Storm. Like, okay, whatever.
Well, you could have bought Hearthstone for like really cheap
Mm-hmm.
at first.
That's what
I
I
got
did.
into the Elder Scrolls beta, Hearthstone, and
Oh.
the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot the same week.
Rick, the ESO beta does not count. Everybody got into that. Everybody that didn't even sign up for it got it.
No way to shoot him down. You could have
Well,
been like, "Yeah,
yeah.
Rick, you did it."
Well, I'm just saying.
I guess I'm just gonna cry or drink somewhere.
I'm just saying, Rick.
I have to drink to console myself now. I'm a little like upset, you know.
It's Rick. You know what? I
Rick,
didn't
don't-
mean to, but I'm also not gonna lie.
Don't you always have to drink, Rick? Isn't that like...
I'm like Bender. I kind of
Yeah.
it's like my fuel.
Yeah.
Is that in your bloodstream?
Yep. There's no blood in my alcohol stream.
It's been
There's no
replaced.
blood. Oh, I
What?
see. That took me a minute.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. I finally got it. But Heroes of the Storm beta, I never get into any betas. I got into Wildstar, a bunch of Wildstar betas.
World
A
Star!
bunch of them.
A bunch of them. Yeah, there was weekend betas. That's why they never
Oh.
had like a. Well, they had a.
Wild Stars looks really good. I
Dude,
want to check
it's
that
in
out.
open beta right now. Like
It's
I
an
was
open
playing.
beta?
Yeah,
Yeah,
open beta
it's
right
an
now,
open
and it's
beta now.
free. And I've been playing it all day. It's fun as hell. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Wildstar.
There goes
awesome,
whatever
by
free
Carbine.
time I have left.
I think it's being published by NCSoft, which is kind of sad because they're kind of weird Nazis when it comes to publishing games.
What other games did they make?
I think they did Guild Wars 2, but
I
that's
thought
what,
Guild Wars 2
that-
was supposed to be really good.
It was really. The game was really good,
Yeah.
but the economy was broken because it became pay to win. You could buy in-game gold basically.
Pay
That
to
sucks,
win.
and that
Till
kind of.
you die.
And it seemed like they had no real end-game content. Like I think their method of end-game content was, okay, hey, you reached level 50, now you get to go PvP, yay. But you could
Oh.
always
Lesson-
you could
the
PvP the
lesson
entire
that
time.
we learn here, comrade, is that eventually capitalism always prevails.
Stupid capitalist pig dogs.
But that kind of, I don't know, that upset me. Kind of upset a bunch of people. Because I was PvPing anyway, and I was like, yeah, let me get to 50. I finally got to 50, and I was playing with Justin. And I was like, so what do we do now? He was like, well, this is it. You beat the game. That's it. That's a fucking
I never
MMORPG.
want to
It's supposed
say.
to have stuff
I never
like
want
that.
to say that in an MMO I beat the game.
Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't be able to say that.
Well, there's the dude who beat World of Warcraft.
You don't beat World of Warcraft.
He got every single achievement.
Yeah, but then again,
You
like,
beat World of Warcraft.
that's a crazy achievement. That's
Dude.
just that's
that
nuts.
should be its own achievement.
What? You beat the game?
Yeah, you get to just go outside at that point.
Your computer just restarts on you.
It turns off because like, live life now.
You've done it, my son.
Be free.
Please be free.
Be free, my
I imagine the
takes a
guy
shot.
who did that taking a step outside and just turning into ash immediately. He's just like,
No, the lights.
All
He
that's
walks,
left-
he
all
walks
that's left
outside,
is
the
his
wind
neck
goes
beard.
through.
he starts trying to Hearthstone, like, I don't want this anymore.
Take me home.
Okay, that's actually a good topic. Playing games so much that they screw with real life.
Oh, I have a story immediately. if you want me to tell a story, then
Take
you
it
are,
away, buddy.
Yeah,
Alright.
go ahead, man. This
So-
is it's time.
I put a lot of time into World of Warcraft. A lot of time into World of Warcraft. And there would be times, especially during high school, because high school, we know was bullshit. Like, oh, do your homework. Alright, I'm done. Now I can play World of Warcraft all day. I stayed up until maybe, like, I got home at, 3:30 after school. And then I played until, like, 4:30 or 5:30. And then I took a nap because I had to go to school today. And I woke up, and I was just like, you play video games that long, and then you instantly go to sleep. It's bad for you. But I limped over to, like, my pile of clothing, because this is back when I was living with my uncle, and my room was a fucking mess.
You didn't have a dresser, right? It was just a pile.
Yeah, I was like, clothes, cool, they're clean, I guess. The smell test. But I picked up a pair of pants, and I was looking at these pants. Mind you, I mained Hunter for a very long time, and I was like, these don't give me agility, and I put them down. In my mind, I was like, these don't give me agility. What the fuck am I doing with these pants?
Wait, did you make that connection right at, like afterwards? After you said that, we were like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
wrong
I
with me?
said it, and then I realized what I said, and then I just went back to sleep. I didn't go to class that day. I was like, I can't do this right now.
Real worth it, dude. Yeah, you gotta.
But-
That's something you gotta restart the day.
But then the other one that just confused me,
No, you have to tell them about the chainsaw one.
the chainsaw one. Oh my god, I played Gears of War all night the day it came out. Gears of War 2. We played Horde mode for like 7 hours, and then I fell asleep in the chair. This is when I just moved in with my uncle, and I like set up some like janky setup so I could play Xbox Live with like my friends. And I played all night, and I passed out mid-game in the chair. And the morning after, my cousin tried waking me up, and I sprung, and I... Give me a sec.
I think he has it.
Yeah, he does.
And then I tried to chainsaw him.
Oh man. With
Yes.
that. Oh no, wait, did you have that at the time?
I did
No,
not
with
have
the
this at the
controller.
time.
Oh.
Like, with the controller. I had, like, a controller, and I was like, ah! Like, but yeah, now, this is what I guess I imagined I had at the time. So, yeah.
Dude, beautiful. Well,
Does anybody else kill
games
kill
have
their
seemed
head?
to, video games have seemed to interfere with a lot of people's lives, especially if you, at all consider yourself a gamer or once consider yourself a gamer. If you've taken something competitively or very seriously or just loved it, it didn't really matter. The only story I really have was I failed a bunch of classes in high school. This was at the time when I was playing
Noob.
Rainbow Six Vegas 2 competitively. I was
get the
playing
dick.
on like an MLG online circuit, and I finally found a team, and I was so excited. And I spent all my time practicing, and I just failed so many classes in high school. And in high school, that's a big deal. College, you could fail something. It kind of sucks. You kind of wasted money, but you don't. There's not that like that social kind of, I don't know, disacceptance. That's even a word. Like if you get left back in high school, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's big.
That's a toll. That's a big toll on your life. Now, granted, I didn't get left back, but I had to take
Summer school.
Yeah, I had to summer school it, which sucked. Bad, but whatever.
Summer school was actually awesome. Like, the one time that I had to take it for, like, a single class.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was right after it would be over. First off, there was a bunch of friends there. So I was like, hey, let's see everybody. And we went uptown. We did what we had to do. And then as soon as it over, like, my girlfriend would pick me up, and I'd be right next to her house, and we'd just chill. Like, it worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
And I woke up at normal people times.
Just chill.
Summer school kids, just do it.
Just
Yeah,
chill.
it's fun. I don't know. Go to summer school.
But, I have two of the video games messing with real life story. One, it was World of Warcraft. You could ask Anthony. Like they got me into it probably with Burning Crusades,
Burning Crusade.
and I would just play. Like they would come back, and I was level 20 at the time, and I had like 500 gold because I would just sit and farm copper.
He didn't do quest. He didn't do instances. He just ran around the world and mined shit and played the auction house. So I was like, oh,
That sounds like a Justin way
So
to play a game.
but I got onto like my main account, and I was like, oh, Rick, you leveled up. Do you need some gold so you can, buy your abilities? And he was like, no, I have like 600. I was like, what? like my main account has like 600. What the shit are you doing? And he just played the auction house and was really good at it.
So, Rick,
But,
how did that mess with your life though?
No. So I was talking to my father one day. No, yeah, and I was like, oh, I was 20 at the time. My friend was turning 22, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna get him a bottle of liquor, and he was like, how are you gonna do that? And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna talk to one of my level 21 friends.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was just a real slip. That wasn't like you trying to be funny, or.
No, that was like I said it, and then I was like,
Oh shit,
oh
dude.
man.
Oh
The
shit.
other one, yeah. The other one is, did any of you ever play Catherine?
No, I
No,
wanted to
I've
though.
seen it.
No.
All right. So the entire thing about Catherine is, people who like cheat on their girlfriends or significant other, when they fall asleep, they go into like this crazy dream world where they have to move blocks and climb up to the top, and they turn to sheet for some reason.
Oh, I heard.
I thought it was like
yeah.
Gothic
I know about this
Hubert.
game. Yeah.
And,
It's
kind
like
of,
a
yeah.
It's a puzzle game.
Yeah.
But and like they have the craziest bosses, and they're just like screaming at you as you're trying to like get farther and farther up. So it's a very immersive game. But I played it for 9 hours straight,
Did you beat it?
and then I went to bed.
Oh, but you beat it.
No,
Oh God. Okay.
You
it's
suck.
a long game.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
But so and a game about going to sleep and then having to like climb blocks. I would be laying down with my eyes closed, and I could feel like blocks under me just moving, and like I'd have to sit up for a second, like I can't lay down, or like I would just dream about moving blocks.
Ugh.
It screwed me up for at least 3 days.
Nope.
No, that's
Nope.
how I was when I took
Nope.
that 20-hour drive. If you drive for 20 straight hours, when you finally get out of the car and close your eyes, you just see
You're still
moving.
You're still moving. Yeah.
You see highway. You see moving highway.
Yep.
Like just going.
Highway hypnosis, dude. It's a
Dude.
thing.
That's a thing. I experienced it. Don't drive for 20 hours. Fly.
Highway hypnosis.
If
How
I,
about you, Andrew?
if I wasn't such a bitch about
Yeah.
flying.
So like, I've been playing Counter-Strike for about 10 or 11 years now. So I've been playing since 1.6. So what happened to me was I played like way too much Counter-Strike. When I was in high school, I played so much Counter-Strike all the time. I had a clan, like I played Cal. We played competitively and,
Sorry,
and
wait.
all this shit.
What is? You played what? You said
Cal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back in the day, there wasn't MLG.
Yeah.
Like MLG didn't exist. That's how fucking old I am. Yeah, MLG wasn't a thing. You had Cal and CPL, and Cal was Cyber Athlete Amateur League, and CPL was Cyber Athlete Professional League. So again, this is before MLG existed, or like esports was like, this is the beginning of esports.
The birth.
This was like the birth of esports. So I played that with a team, and we had a clan and everything. Back then, everything was like, if you had groups of people in games, it was just you were a clan.
Mm-hmm.
You had a clan tag. That's what everybody called it. So there were no guilds, nothing like that. And so I was playing just like a shit ton of Counter-Strike, and then I think I played it for like 12 hours straight one time. And of course, back then Dust 2 was still like the map to play. So we just played a shit ton of that, defusing the bomb, right? So I went to sleep, and I had like maybe an hour or two of sleep, maybe, I don't know, not much. And my alarm went off to go to school the next day, and
Did you try defusing it?
I tried to defuse the bomb, dude.
Dude.
I tried to defuse the bomb, but there was no bomb. There was just my alarm clock.
Maybe if you had a defuse kit, it would have worked out.
Yeah, if I had
Oh, I
if I had a
love
kit, I would have had it, but but I didn't have it because I didn't have a kit because I was not pro. I was not pro.
You've got
so
to buy
we
a
lost
kit.
the round. Yeah, I forgot to buy a kit. It was GG, dude.
You lost
It was
the
over.
day.
Yeah, we lost.
You were talking about the competitive and like different, what was it, websites and stuff that set it up?
Yeah, there were. Well, I mean, it would depend on which league you were in. Like, so back then, you would do LANs if you did competitive tournaments. I mean, you could do them online. Like, if you did the like Cal-O, which is open, you could just do that from your computer with your people or whatever from your clan against somebody else's clan. And but yeah, I mean, back then, if there were if there are pro tournaments, I mean, I know they still do it this way now, but back then there was like no other way of maintaining like any semblance of game state. So you would have to go to wherever somebody else was, because DSL was just starting to be a thing.
Oh my god, you are old.
How old are you,
Yeah.
Anders?
I'm 25. I'm about to be 26. this
You're
year.
not that old.
No, Rick's only twice your age. That's not bad.
I keep forgetting Rick's like 45.
Yeah. That happens when life.
Life kicks in, you become 45.
So yeah, so
I looked young
there
once.
would just be like different levels of the league, and that's how people got involved, and everything was done in LAN because number one, internet wasn't fast enough, and then number two, they couldn't control the game really, because you have to remember also that 1.6 just wasn't really. I mean, it was good. Like that was just sort of at the point where Valve was like getting their shit together, but it wasn't like there just wasn't the power in the engine and the game to sort of like control all these factors that you need to control now. So like you just had to fucking like get a rig stuff. You would like go and take your whole fucking
Yeah, take
tower.
your thing. Take your
You would
tower
take
and
your
go and
whole
set it up.
tower
The beige.
to the LAN tournaments and stuff like that. So yeah, it
Big-
was pretty intense.
You have to bring old big beige with you, and your
I actually
giant
had to do that.
CRT monitor.
Me and my friends
Yeah,
wanted
dude.
to play Smite together, and I don't have a laptop that can do that.
So you're like,
I brought,
let's do this.
I brought my rig. I'm sitting at my campus, and my friends are walking in. They look at me. He's like, "Did you bring a desktop?" And I was like, "I wanted to
That's
play."
all I
don't
have.
Oh,
Do-
yeah.
do-
know. Do people still LAN?
Yeah.
Or is that like a thing
Oh,
anymore?
yeah.
Yeah, we used to do it at Connect.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
yeah, but that was back then.
Man, that
When
was,
it still
that was
existed.
not very long ago.
Well, in Bayonne, we had basically the closest thing to a LAN center.
Ugh.
At first, it had a certain ownership. It was an older couple. They were cool, but the place they had was very small, so it was kind of smelly, and it was just kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of raunchy in its own like sense. It was just kind of gross to be there.
All right.
I thought it was, at least.
All right, my explanation
The
of
second
Connect.
Connect was worse.
Oh, well, yeah, but all right, this is my first explanation of Connect. Like, I think this is how it worked. So, those two people owned it, right? And they kind of built a family out of it, you know? Like, the Connect family, like the people that went all the time.
Yeah, totally did.
Now, those people started getting older. The people who owned it made their money. They're like, all right, this is cool. And the people that used to go to Connect all the time started getting older. So they were like, okay, we got to get rid of this place because like a new generation of people weren't really coming in. So they sold it, and they sold it to one of the people who used to go there all the time. And then it just went.
Yeah, at the time he was still in high school. I think
Yeah.
he was probably 16, 17 when he
He
got
was
it.
7.
I don't-
12.
Yeah, he was about 7 years old. But basically, his father bought it. It wasn't him.
Yeah, but it was
father
his influence.
owned it. Yeah,
I was
but
gonna
he was
I
the
was
one
gonna
who
say he was
ran it.
like made of money.
He's not you, Andrew.
But yeah, I guess
I'm
it
just
just
over
it kind
here
of started to
sitting on
tank
piles of
after that. Because that's when he owned it. That's when I started going there more, because I had friends who went there, and I wouldn't go to play video games. I would go because that was the central place to meet and hang out. I would sometimes like throw them like $5 and play some Call of Duty, but
Yeah, but
That's-
like you were supposed to pay all the time.
yeah, you were supposed to pay to be
And we
there.
would just go there and like chill.
Yeah.
And just do whatever.
Yeah,
He'd be like,
The
"Hey
building
man, you
should've
got
been
any? No, okay."
yeah, he wouldn't.
The building should have been condemned.
It's now the that building is now the new central location for the Bayonne Community News.
Yeah.
Yep. If you actually drive down there, if you go down downtown Bayonne, and you look, you can't even recognize where that place was. They redid the whole front. There's now like these nice windows. It looks.
Oh, it's
brand
nice
new.
now.
It's beautiful now. The place is like amazing. And
Basically, you walked in and there was just no lights. It was just dark, and there was just like the glow of a TV screen. Pretty much, it was like a dungeon.
yeah,
And like the back room was just like filthy. I remember one day I walked into the bathroom. I stepped in, stepped out, looked at the person who owned it. And I was like, "The bathroom smells like piss and ham, and I'm not sure which you should deal with first."
I'm gonna go get another beer.
Well, that's kind of what happens when like a place for lack of words, teenagers. A place for teenagers to hang out is run by a teenager. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not really equipped to handle that much responsibility.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it was fun. It was fun
Sure.
because also it wasn't none of that was my responsibility. So we would go there.
So you just brought ham into the bathroom.
Yeah, just bring a giant friggin' thing of ham, just pee on it, and then stick it in the bathroom. Started flushing the toilet over and over. Let it just overflow. There's ham and piss and poop everywhere. Then I walk out. I'm like, have a good day, and I leave. That's what I do.
And that's how the term "going ham" was born.
Yep. I birthed that term. That's just
Did
the
you
way
buy
it
a
works.
slice of cheese pizza first, Danny?
No.
Pizza.
Well, there was a pizza store across the
Oh,
street,
yeah.
so we would always get some cheese pizza. Or some
You
buffalo.
go-
No, the buffalo pizza
All right,
in there. It's
did-
amazing. Anyway.
Go pick up some
Hold
cheapy.
on. Anthony might know this better. Anthony, do you remember hearing the story about somebody buying like $1,000 worth of fried Oreos from someplace?
Yes.
Wait, locally?
Excuse me, what?
I don't know the details.
I love
but-
fried Oreos.
Apparently, somebody stole money from somebody.
His grandmother.
And his grandmother
Stole from his
and it was
grandmother.
Like $700 or like $1,000, and they went to this one place and they bought like that much money worth of fried.
They were like, "How many
Oreos.
fried Oreos can we get with this?" And like the people were like, "Are you shitting me?" And he was like, "No." So they started making like
Tons.
a shitload of fried Oreos. I don't remember the ending of this wonderful
He
story.
didn't share.
He didn't show up.
No, he didn't share.
Oh, he did. Oh.
He
So he's
he
dead.
bought 'em.
So he's
he was
so he's dead or
eating
diabetic
people.
now, is what you're telling me.
Pretty much.
Can we use
He is Wilford Grimley.
Can we use an Anthony measuring system for the amount of Oreos he got? In
What?
your words, a metric fuck ton
Oh,
of
Metric fuck
fried
ton.
Oreos.
that's a shitload of
A
Oreos, man.
metric fuck ton.
I say metric fuck ton all the
Oh,
time,
I guess I hear Anthony say it a little bit more than you, so I'll give you credit too.
which is slightly ironic because metrics. They don't use tons in metric system, right?
I have
No.
no idea.
They do not, sir. They do not.
The only thing a Royale
A,
with
a
cheese.
ton is
Royale with
That's
cheese.
all
a
I know.
ton is an imperial measurement, not a standard measurement.
Thank you. Real person with real knowledge.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh, real person, real knowledge. Well,
Andrew.
there's two people here that have a degree to their name. Do you?
Yes, sir.
Rick's like, "Yep, mine's
I mean,
extremely useful."
Yeah. Well, Rick, you're a strange. I feel like this topic is so different for everybody. Everyone's got their own opinions on it. I mean,
D-Mick.
nowadays the standard like is you go to college. That's apparently the standard.
It's a new high school.
Yeah, a college degree is the new high school diploma or a GED.
Yep.
I don't think so.
I
It's just
honestly
enough
don't
degree.
either. I'm in my last year. I by the end of this year I should have my degree, and I don't know if it was worth it. So that brings up the question, guys. Do you think college is worth it?
Depends on what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like some jobs, I completely agree. You should have like specialized classes teaching you what you wanted, like what you're gonna do. Like if somebody wants to be a doctor and save lives and shit like that, they should know what they're doing. You know, they should have the extra schooling for that. But some jobs, like, it's different. I'd rather work on site and learn as I go. You know.
I feel the only people who really get things out of their degrees are like lawyers, doctors, the people who they go to school and like that's what they're going to school for. Like medical school, they teach you about medicine. You go to a law school, they teach you about law. You go to a college and you're like, okay, I'm going to be a psychology major, and you take a bunch of electives and you're like, okay, well I'm a psych major, so I'm going to take math, literature, world history. I need an elective, so ceramics. I have to take a gym
You just
class. I'll
beat
do
off on
that.
the electives, yeah.
Yeah, so like,
I'm a psychologist
And
now.
and then it's like, okay, well I have to take my core classes, so Psych 101, Child Psych. I'm not going to be doing Child Psych, but to Child Psych, why not? I have to take some other Psych classes. And most Psych classes, they teach you the same thing. They're like, this was a psychologist. This was his theory. This is another psychologist. This was his theory, or her theory. They don't really teach you how to like use it. That's not until like a master's program.
Totally.
Well, that's not really what getting a bachelor's degree is about. I mean, getting a
It's
bachelor's
about spending money.
getting a bachelor's degree essentially is about well, these days it's about institutionalized debt, but that's another discussion. But getting a bachelor's degree is about all that degree says is that you are able to be taught. That's it. That's what it is. It's just a piece of paper that says that
I know how to learn.
You know how to learn. You know how to learn so that when you get out into the field that you have your degree in, those people can teach you what they need to teach you in order for you to do your job. So I don't know. I'm gonna disagree with you, and I think college is the new high school, and I think that is the standard now. Now, that doesn't mean everybody should go. I think that most people in our country are not cut out for college. I wasn't cut out for college, but I still went.
You did it.
I did it.
But you succeeded.
I did.
College
I
is
did.
the best decision your parents will make for you.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I think it's I don't know. In my experience, what I've seen is there's this like weird discrepancy in terms of pay for like people our age. What happens is like if you don't get a degree, you go and get a job, right? And you make like $8 to $10 an hour, right? But then suddenly you get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, and your pay jumps from $8 to $10 per hour to like your starting entry level job, $20 to $30 an hour on average. So that says to me like that's the new standard. Like if you want to make a decent amount of money, like earn a decent living, then that's what you have to do. Of course, again, I'm going to go back to the other side of that is that you also pick up like depending on your parents and their means and how much they're willing to help you and your means, you're going to end up with multiple thousands of dollars of debt in doing so. So it kind of offsets, but
Another problem is you have a college degree, and that's the standard now. So people are like, okay, he has a college degree. What's the point? He's just a dime a dozen. So you get a master's degree because you want to stand out, and then some jobs they won't hire you because you're overqualified because you have a master's and they don't want to pay that.
Yep.
Because when you have a master's, you're supposed to get like more money,
Yep.
depending on the job, and sometimes they just don't want to hire you.
Yep.
A lot of that's
Pretty
the
much.
hardest part about applying for grad school directly after you finish your undergrad is because you're now overqualified and not as experienced to get most jobs.
That's like being 20.
Kind of, yeah.
can't
You're basically ready to drink, but you just can't. Like you just can't. You can't go and buy beer.
Ready to drink.
well, the other problem I really have is like all the boomers are just like oh well,
They're
go to college and then go get a job, and you're like, okay, so I went to college and so where's my job? You destroyed all of them because you ruined everything. So thank you for that. We appreciate that.
Whoa,
Wait, what do you
whoa,
mean by
whoa.
ruined everything?
No, the baby boomers. You know
Oh.
who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be our parents. That would
Yeah.
be our parents and their generation.
Yeah.
No. The baby boomers were our grandparents, weren't they? No.
No, that would be anybody.
Yeah, you're
anybody
right. It would be after.
Yeah.
After.
I want to be a
Anybody
baby
born
boomer.
after.
I want to be booming out them babies. However many I want. Bingo, bangle, baby.
Another thing is
Bang,
though,
pregnant, bang, pregnant, bang, pregnant.
another thing is that like, you guys, like, people don't know what they want to do, you know. So when they just go to college, I don't know. I don't
what I
think
did.
you should. I don't think you should unless you know what
Nope.
you should know what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I did.
That's the problem. Like you almost have to go to college with a plan. You can't just be like,
Yeah.
well, I want to go to college to figure out what I want
Nah,
to
because
do.
like,
I mean, it works out for some people. Like,
yeah,
I
they
mean,
they
that's,
they find
that's what happened
themselves
to
quick
me.
enough.
That's what happened to me because I started off in architecture. I ended up double majoring in architecture and then geography. Geography is my degree in planning. That's that one over there. So that's what I do now. Is I'm an urban planner, but I started out in architecture because I thought I wanted to,
Make
yeah,
giant dick
I wanted
buildings.
to, yeah, I wanted to design
want to
gigantic dick
detect
buildings
art.
to attach to Anthony's butt.
And do butt stuff with.
Yeah,
But
Dick,
but,
dick
but
butt. Right there, dick butt.
That's another thing. They give you a crappy piece of paper. You're spending like upteenth amounts of money. Can they give you like a plaque?
yeah, you gotta buy the plaque. You gotta buy the plaque, and it's like $400 fucking dollars to buy the
You
plaque.
know what's some shit? You know, it's $100 just to register for
Yeah.
graduation.
Yo,
You gotta pay to graduate.
Are you
So you
serious?
could,
Danny.
you could get straight A's. Like you could have a perfect like grade point average. You could have all this shit, and they're like, okay, where's your $100? You want to graduate? And like you're like,
Yes.
Wait,
no.
Rick, that's only to walk though.
Danny, I love
Right.
you and Anthony do this, but like when you are just like really think that something's just completely absurd,
yeah.
you do this thing where there's like you gotta buy a plaque. You gotta buy a plaque. Like you ask a question.
Oh yeah, like you gotta do that. you gotta do that.
It's that
You like ask a question and then you
And then
answer
answer it.
your own question.
because you already know the answer, man. That's a rhetorical question I'm asking
You
myself.
did that the other day, Anthony. But what was that with? I can't remember now.
No. It was because the original name of the podcast was going to be the Round Table, and I was like, they talk about alchemy. They talk about alchemy. That's like.
Oh yeah, all right. We were gonna name this podcast the Internet Roundtable. Sounded cool.
Justin wanted to name this podcast.
There's an interesting thing. Why don't you read off all the names that we had
I don't have that
chosen
list saved anymore.
for
I know.
Oh,
I
what was
know
it
a
like
few.
the Big
I know
Dickens? That was mine.
The Big
That was-
Dickens. All right,
was my
wait.
Oh,
suggestion.
you know
Well,
what?
the
No.
Internet Roundtable was Justin's idea, and it sounded cool. And that was
I'm
for a while.
about to be the hero of the internet, Danny, because
You have it.
yeah,
saved
I
it?
think
I think it's still in my down.
Oh,
list,
okay.
too.
days.
Justin came up with it, and for a little while, that's all we had. So we were like, you know what, that's sounding pretty good. And we were like, is that taken? Like, that's a big thing. If it's taken, or if it's like a major company, or is it something? And he was like, no, I can't find anything.
I YouTubed it and Googled it.
So Anthony
Found
actually
it.
Googled it, and it's like a podcast about alchemy. And I mean, it's like the first results
first thing.
on Google. It was just so
You were so upset about that too, Anthony. You were
because
like,
he
yeah.
was super.
"Yo,
dumb,
my
like,
man's
oh,
can't Google.
Yeah.
It's the first result."
My man's couldn't Google. I don't know.
All right. So I found the list.
Rick's the hero of the internet.
The
today.
list names are
Not me.
the Internet Roundtable, Internet Roundtable, the Big Dickens, More You Need to Know, Channel Flipping, 10 out of 10.
Dan out of Dan.
Dan out of Dan.
Yes.
That's on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I said it, and then Eddie was like, "No, that needs to be one of them."
Okay.
Because
Hell All Podcast,
And De Peepus.
Null
Wait.
Entertainment.
Wait. Let me go this way. I got this.
The drive-by.
That'll be funnier when you guys see it.
Do Not Pass Go, Pointless Agenda, and I don't even know how to pronounce
De
this.
Peepus.
Oh no, it's all right. It was 10 out of 10, and then 10 out of 10.
Oh,
but
I
with 10
I
spelled
spelled
out.
it like
Dan.
Dan out of Dan.
Yeah.
10 out of
we
10.
need Tucker, dude. That's what we need. That was all Tuck bag right there.
I'm looking at the members list. It says all of our names, and then Justin Starr.
Oh, I don't know how to spell his last name, so I just like rolled my
You just
face
start.
on the
You're
keyboard.
just like Justin.
I basically, when I was thinking of this idea for the podcast, I wrote like a small little app, like I guess an abstract, for lack of words. And I listed everyone that was going to be in it, and I listed some names and kind of like a little synopsis of what we were talking, what we would generally talk about. And I know everyone's last name because you guys are all my friends, and I just know all your last names. I can never spell Justin's. He's very Polish, and it's very long, and there's Y's and Z's and C's, and everything's nuts.
and,
So
a
I
ski,
really,
and a
Ansky.
ski at the end.
A ski right at the end.
yeah. It's like Justin
I-
Star, and then it just goes off on this wild Polish tangent that I can't spell.
Starzinski? How the fuck? What is it?
Justin Worldstar.
Godzuki.
Justin, that's his last name now.
Starzewski. Starzewski.
Justin Homestar.
Justin Homestar, world star
It's
hip hop
Justin
runner.
Starr.
So when is our professional gaming league ever gonna kick off? The Peepus Gaming.
When we start not sucking
Just
balls
gaming.
at video games.
Yeah.
Dude.
We've been on such a horrible losing streak, so we've been playing. Every now and then, we get a decent group to play League of Legends. We play a lot of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and we haven't been able to win ever for the past week.
Dude, I've been talking about Peepus Gaming for a year.
I like it.
I know. Well,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
the
you
only
wanna
one
get
who
the-
did because
You want to
like,
get that gaming house, right?
Yeah, that's right. We were gonna have the DP Gaming house.
Dude, you could use your architecture degree to
Build-
build us a
build-
giant penis house. It could be the Peepus house.
So wait, so there'll be 5 of us, right? So one can live in each ball, one can live in the head, one can live in the shaft. So where's the last person of Dead Peepus going to be living?
Well, if
Can I be-
if it's
can I
a
be
if
in the
it's a
sperm
big
hole?
dick,
Sperm
No.
on the side.
What's
if it's
the-
a really
what's the
big dick,
thing?
then we can have 2 people in the shaft.
No. What's the what's like the connection?
The taint.
Yeah, that could be a taint.
The
Yeah, the
gooch,
gooch.
the grundle, the
That could
ABC,
be-
the ass
that
ball
could be
connection.
like the basement or something.
What about the bell end of it?
The
Yeah.
bell end?
Yeah, no, I said that the head.
tip.
Like,
Oh,
so
okay.
there's
Well,
the head,
and
the
who,
shaft,
who's
one of
living in the
balls.
Stegola?
Yo, dibs on the mailbox.
The Stegola, the penis hole.
Oh no, that's part of the head, man.
I guess.
This
The
Stegola?
That could be the.
You mean
that could
the
be like
urethra?
that could be like the sun. The sun roof for the
Stegola.
house.
Stungeelies.
the
Could that be our
spoon
could that be our chimney?
Right in the stongeelies.
The chimney.
Smoke
It's
just coming
this
out.
giant dick in the air, just smoke coming out of the Stegola. We have to live like in like the upper scale, like Upper West Side of Manhattan, so it's like
just
on the
a bunch of
skyline.
nice houses and a big dick.
Hey guys,
Okay.
welcome to our podcast where we spend an hour and a half talking about penises.
Yeah,
Dude, that's our lives.
Stegolas and Stungeelies.
That is
and...
pretty much our lives.
Alright, speaking about stongeelies. Now, I'm assuming most groups of people, like amongst their friends, they have their own terminology that they like to use amongst their
Yeah.
friends. Like stongeelies or going ham or what's some other stuff that we say,
Fucking Prius.
forgets? Prius.
Yeah,
Being
you
a
fucking
pregnant-
Ringus.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
No,
Yo.
Gashi, no.
Wait, no.
I knew this was gonna happen.
All right. This messed up our webcam, but we're gonna roll with this. Hagashi, give us just one yo dog. Yes. Yes. All right. Sorry, bro.
Fuck, it messed up the webcams.
Now
Yo.
they go back.
They go back.
Yeah.
See, we should have. See, all right, so for those who don't know, we're all in a Skype call, and Danny uses OBS for the video, and we're all recording in Audacity for the audio. So there you go. If you ever want to start a podcast, there you go. That's how we do it. And as you can see, it failed
Yeah.
because
Well, the thing is, no.
Well, no, it failed because
Yeah.
we've been having the Skype call for like a week now, and we have
Danny,
everyone
Danny,
invited.
what's
It failed because you refused to create a separate Skype call because you're
Yeah.
too obsessed with this fucking Skype call that's
I'm
not
too
I
happening.
wasn't
afraid.
gonna break it. Actually, we're at 189 hours. In 8 minutes, we'll be at 190 hours.
that's beautiful.
So I don't need Anthony. Don't turn our
Anthony just like
computers
jizzed in his pants.
off at all ever.
That just means you guys need to turn
No,
off
I don't know. I don't
computers.
believe in that. I know I worked in IT.
Yeah,
for-
right. It's-
You don't
I know I
believe in
worked in
turning
IT
off
for
your
like 3
computer?
years, but all my
It comes off.
no. Anyway, that's besides the fact. I don't believe in it. Doesn't actually exist. I you know
I don't,
the
I
little
don't believe in things being
word
off.
for the is that Jägermeister?
Dude,
Jameson.
you're drinking JMO straight up. You.
Gonna come.
JMO goes well in different drinks, but
Mix as well.
JMO?
shut up.
Oh,
Who the
Skype
fuck
call.
calls it JMO?
People at the bar.
Dude, people call it JMO.
You're forgetting I'm a bartender, man. I'm just used to it.
It's easier when you're hammered.
Like,
you know what I'm
this
saying?
guy-
JMO.
Yeah.
That's definitely a
Okay.
Jersey thing.
What, JMO?
Probably.
I'm not okay with it.
JMO. A lot of people. I know a lot of
Just
people
like
call it
Taylor
JMO.
Ham. I didn't realize how Jersey I was until like I just had Taylor Ham for the first time maybe 2 months ago or 3 months ago, and I had it and I was like, "What is this fucking magic?" And I just like devoured the sandwich.
No, your jersey came out during Sandy. That was funny.
During Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah, during Hurricane Sandy,
Hurricane Sandy was actually all right.
Are we gonna reminisce about the poop job?
the poop job.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
worked for the municipal's utility authority, or the poop plant. I worked at a
Poopy
sewer
plant.
plant for 2.5 years. So for any of you Homestar Runner fans, I was essentially the poop smith.
Yes. Yes.
There's a reference. So during Hurricane Sandy, I was working 16-hour shifts for 5 days straight. And I met up with Anthony, and I'm around a bunch of loud old guys
Very
all the time,
Jersey.
and I gesticulate enough when I talk. And being around them, it just got bigger and grander.
And Jerseyer.
And Anthony, you want to tell the story?
Yeah,
for
all
me?
right. So Sandy happened, and I was living where I live now, which isn't our hometown, Bayonne. And I went to go visit, and somehow I got a hold of Rick through, what was it, text or something? Because it was really hard getting into contact with people for a while. And
Yeah, I
he
kind
pulls
of
up.
remember that. You guys were just sort of like dropped off the face of the earth. It
Yeah.
was like really concernicus.
Yeah. Like,
Whoa. Never
Never
forget it.
Never forgetty.
All right. So he pulls
We
up.
just broke Ant a little bit.
And he's the most pissed off Jersey, like, Italian. He's like,
I'm covered in diesel
alright,
fuel
he's
for the
covered in
past,
fuel.
4 days.
And he's just like,
I
he's
smell
like,
like
these
gasoline.
fucking people, they're trying to get their coffee, and they're like, he's just like going nuts about
They're
yelling at
walking
people.
their dogs. They're
Yeah,
drinking
yeah.
their coffee.
Yeah, they're acting like it's the end of the fucking world, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, hey, Rick.
Nice to see you
Like,
too, bud.
Yeah, it's nice to see you, man.
There was no power in the town, and people were wearing black, and they were crossing the streets in the middle of the night. The only reason I saw them is because there was cars coming the other direction. I saw their outline. Like, I don't know how many people could have
Now
died.
multiply that accent by like 70 Jersey people, and you got yourself, you got yourself what Rick was.
At least 70 Jersey people.
At least
A
like
lot of
70
people
Jersey.
say that, like, I have a Jersey accent. I don't hear it, but it comes out in some words.
Yeah, I guess it's just some words.
So,
and
yeah, everyone has a few
terminologies
words.
and stuff like that. I don't think I have an accent. I think I speak very, I don't know, plain ass English. But
You
Very
kind
plain
of
accent.
have like a non-regional
Yeah,
diction.
you kind of don't. You don't
But-
have anything really, Ant.
the only thing I have is the black girl clap when I get pissed. Or
Oh
if I
my
get
god.
or if I get really excited, I'm like, oh shit!
Yeah.
Like I go nuts like that. But other than that, I don't know.
Rick, it's a little more subtle most of the time when you talk, but it can get bad. You do have a Jersey accent.
Yeah, Andrew, you're our unbiased
Sometimes,
opinion
yeah.
here.
Yeah. You do have a bit of a Jersey accent, Rick, but most of the time it's pretty tame. You can make it.
You know what I didn't usually have it, but just because of my jobs and the people I've been around, it just kind of like grew on me.
Yep.
It's like when you move to a new place. But I think that I have I have very good diction, and I have a quite extensive vernacular.
Yes.
But there's certain words that I just can't say without having an accent.
Everybody say
such as
water for me really quick.
Yesterday.
Yesterday,
Yesterday.
Yeah,
That's- I
What,
can't-
Andrew, what was the word
Yesterday.
you wanted us to say?
Yes.
water.
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 No, I want you to say
Water.
it for because I don't believe you. I want you to say it for real.
I don't know. I had a drink of water.
Water.
Okay. Danny?
Let me go get some water.
Almost.
Water.
A lot of people that I met, because when I went to college, there were a lot of people who went down to Charlotte to go to college from up north. They say water. Like
Water? Like DD?
Water.
Wudder.
Water.
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 Give me some
Water.
water.
I might say that quick in a sentence. I don't know.
Going to have it, getting some
You know, what's
caffeine.
a word like, obviously, like, it's a library. That does not come out when I say
Library.
in sentence quickly. Like, I'm trying to, it's like, yeah, I'm going to the library. I say library. I don't
library.
need to. I'm not an idiot. I know it's library. I know how to spell it. I know how to say it. But I kind of, I
I don't
talk
know. You're,
quickly sometimes.
you are
especially in
getting a degree
conversation.
in math, Danny. So
Yeah. So I mean, I'm kind of like it saps from your English ability.
you kind
You're-
of. No, I was just going along the lines of you're kind of an idiot, but
Shut up!
Oh.
Oh, my
Oh.
heart
I love
hurts,
you, dude.
baby.
I'm sorry.
Nice.
My heart
I'm just
hurts. Even though
Shots
you are
fired.
right, I have no clue what I'm going to do with this degree, and I'm kind of sad, and I don't want it. But
Yeah.
That's
Well, at least you're
besides the
gonna
point.
have one. You know what I
Dude.
mean?
Dude, there's
I
always
guess.
something you can figure out.
oh yeah,
I had a friend who got a degree in philosophy.
I'm
I was
sorry,
like,
but
well, have fun
that is a
teaching
waste.
philosophy.
That's like an art degree.
that is a
Yes.
waste.
Who goes to college for art?
That kind of, I mean,
Students.
Actually, in some cases, in some areas, it's easier to get a job with an art degree than an architecture degree. So there's that. Yeah.
Where?
North Carolina, it was, for example.
What kind of jobs are out there for just people with art degrees?
Is cow tipping a job?
For you,
I don't
yes.
know, but cow tipping. I don't know.
I really feel upset that I'm like, first off, nowhere near. Andrew, what the fuck is that? I'm
That
nowhere
was-
near like a degree.
Danny goes, I don't know, and I was like, I don't know.
Ah.
That's the face that I imagined Tucker would make if he was saying that.
I don't know what I want to do. It's hard to go to college, man, if I don't know what I want to do.
yeah,
Like,
dude, totally.
I mean, all right, like I do this YouTube thing and I stream right now,
Yeah.
and I fucking love it. I love it, and if I can make it as a job, I'd make it as like a real job. But that's a pipe dream. That's like,
Yeah.
it's stupid for me to reliably think that I can do that. But when I went to college, I kind of got like pushed into it like immediately. I wanted to take a semester and really figure myself out and what the fuck I wanted to do with myself. My dad didn't let that happen. He was like, "Go." So I went, and I hated it. I passed my classes. I did all right, but I hated it, and it was just a bad experience.
Wow.
And now I am currently not going, and it makes me feel like shit. But I don't know what I want to do there. So I don't know. It's rough. College is rough, man.
Well, you're saving yourself in a sense.
Eh,
You
I
could
guess.
just go to college to crush some strings,
Yeah,
bro.
crush some strings.
Oh, Rick, you're the best. You're the best.
Listen, life is about two things: crushing strange and getting
Yeah.
gains.
Gain.
Gains.
Gains. What you gotta do is you gotta do some preacher curls. They're called preacher curls because it looks like you're praying on the Swoley Bible.
Swoley Bible.
Swoley
kills me.
Jesus?
Just getting
Swoley Jesus. He died for your gains.
so intense.
Yeah.
So you go to the gym, you get your swole on, then you get fucking yoked, and then you get some gains.
Yoked. Describe that verb.
Yoked. You gotta get yoked,
Thanks for using
brah.
the verb in the definition.
Could you use that? Could you like explain that like a definition? Yoked.
You gotta get yoked!
Duh.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Country of origin, Swolistan.
There's a reason we keep you around, Rick. And this is exactly it.
What were you gonna say, Andrew?
I was just gonna say, like, I don't know. I can kind of relate to you, Anthony. I mean, because it took me a long time to actually figure out what I want to do, because I definitely don't want to be an architect. Like, but I thought that was like my thing, you know.
Yeah.
So I spent
You
a
think
lot
you're
of
good
time.
at it?
I mean, I guess, but I'm better at what I do now, and it comes easier to me, and I enjoy it a lot more.
Hey,
And also, it's a lot less painful.
Andrew,
like-
you helped me out so much in Bridge Constructor. When I was playing that, you were like, "Yeah, man, just put some fucking things up, and your trusses and beams." And I was like, "Okay, I don't know what that
Gravity
means."
and weight, and you were like,
And yeah, and you got
Shit.
me past a bunch of levels. So you know what? Architecture paid
What do you
off.
mean I gotta put supports in the middle of the
Oh
bridge?
yeah, that was definitely worth all the money that I spent on college.
Totally, dude.
So I can
Yeah,
help
with
you
some
with bridge construction.
For a game I-
instructor.
I paid $1 for. Love it.
Yeah. Paid- Love it.
I got
Oh,
a
now
tech
everyone's gonna think I'm
degree,
an
and
asshole
I'm
'cause I
now a
only
beast
spent
of
$1.
roller coaster tycoon.
Because that was a humble bundle, and I only had $1 at the time. Usually I'll pay like a decent amount because
Shut up.
I'm humble.
Shut up.
But everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you paid $1. What an ass."
Down here
Don't
in
hate me, I love
Texas,
you.
that would be the humble bundle.
Oh
In-
yeah.
in
It
case-
just
You
don't
don't pronounce
exist.
your H's?
Uh-huh. I told you guys this
You don't
story.
say
There's
bitches.
a small town north of where I live called Humble. It's
Oh
spelled
yeah, but
humble,
it's spelled humble.
but they say humble. I shit my pants when I heard
Did,
that.
then instead of Houston, do they say Houston? Like Houston?
Some people say Houston. I swear to God, some Houstonians, people who are from here, they say Houston, and
Houston.
I'm like, oh yeah, Whitney Houston.
I feel like in conversation and talking quickly, I would say Houston, like I just did.
Houston.
Yeah,
Just
you
like a
just did.
slur.
So,
You just kind of slur it out.
No,
Yeah,
I took
sometimes
a
Danny
letter
talks
out.
and just like words just sort of like fall out of his face.
no, they do.
Danny goes on to like a ramble, and he's just like, and then it just ends.
Sometimes I stutter
The words
sometimes.
just like
I don't know. My mouth doesn't move as fast as I want it to. Hey yo,
His
there's a
brain's
sexual
moving.
innuendo for you.
hey.
That's it.
That's it. That's all we've got.
Yeah, that's the show, everybody. Good night. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, nice golf claps, guys. By the way, we're still here. We're not actually leaving yet. So.
No, we're not leaving you. We just.
Not quite yet.
Nah,
I'm gonna go get another beer though.
have fun. Counting crows.
Oh man.
Dude, why can we never win
Hmm.
any video games as a group? I play by myself. I play by
I'm not
myself.
allowed
I
to
win.
Remember?
Anthony, you play by yourself. You win. Andrew plays by himself. He wins. We're together. We lose.
I think it's because we fuck around too
Not
much.
even we lose, but we lose horribly. We get
Danny,
smacked.
can I quote you a couple times? Oh, guys, let's go scouts only. Novas only. I waste money to buy decoy grenades so I can fucking hit Andrew in the head with them.
That's $50. That's $50 though. That is
I'm
not.
just saying, it adds up when you do it every round.
I heard.
Hey,
my
Andrew,
name. Yeah.
how much fun is it when I buy decoy grenades and smack you in the head with them?
Not fun at all.
That
Not
minus
at
one
all
armor
fun.
reduction really hurts.
It's gonna kill you one day.
It is gonna kill you. But dude, we
It's
could
like-
just. I don't know. We could just never win.
That's like the one time where you ran up to me and like knifed me in the fucking back.
Yo, Danny, no, Danny
then-
shot you in the fucking head with the
I
scout,
didn't mean to.
and you were at 4.
Andrew, can I be honest with you? Can I be really honest with you right now?
Yeah.
I aimed in
Honestly.
and shot you dead in the head.
I knew you did. I
He
knew
said
you
it
did,
was-
dude.
I just
He
dinked
said it
you
was.
away.
He said it was on accident.
And
He's
when we
full
were
of
playing,
shit.
I was like, "Oh my god, no, I'm sorry. Oh no, Andrew, no." And I didn't really mean
I
it.
was like, well, I guess I'll just be
Yo.
at 3 then.
Yeah, you were at 3 health. You walked in.
I
someone
guess
blinked
I'll
at you
be
and
at
died.
3, and guess I'm just gonna rush straight to secret. No,
Yo,
no
did
point.
you die in fire?
Anthony.
Like the first tick of fire
Oh,
just
that's
killed you.
Yeah, the first tick of a Molotov grenade, he died. What were you gonna say, Rick?
Remember when we went paintballing and the guy who was in charge of us, like he just like dead aimed at the back of somebody and we just started lighting him up?
Well, the only thing I remember is shooting Nick in the back because my
That must
gun.
be
Yeah,
really
that's-
satisfying for you.
All right, because fuck it, I love Nick, but he's a. So all right, for context, Nick
he was
is
freaking
Rick's cousin. I love that kid, and like he's a great dude, but like he just gets on
He is,
our
yeah.
nerves so bad. So we
Gets
took
on
some
your
paintball-
nerves, dude.
Because he's all over me, man. He's like, ha, you fucking asshole. So
That's why he only comes around once a month.
yeah, so he could survive, so we don't end up
He's your
killing
period.
him. But my gun was having problems with the pressure, and it was way too high. Like, because I used to paintball, I had my own gun. But it finally like set its course, and like the tank was all messed up, and like the pressure gauge was all fucked. So it was way too high, way past like legal. Like you shouldn't play with that much force. And I was sitting out the round, and he was the only one left, and he was just hiding behind a thing like, and then like I looked at the referee. I was like, "Would you be mad if I did this?" And he was like, "It's just some guy." He's like, "I don't, whatever." So I shot him right in the ass with it, and he just screamed at the top of his lungs and freaked out, and he was like, I'm out, oh my god." The other team was like, "I don't know what happened," but then he came over, and we were like, "Dude, it must have been like a ricochet or like a bullet from like a different field," and the referee was like, "Yeah, it happens like all the time."
He didn't know you were behind him?
No, 'cause
Yo, the
we were
ref
all
though,
out.
like your fucking boy.
Yeah, the ref was just cool. He was like, whatever.
He was chill as hell. He grabbed my gun at one point. And there was like kids walking by, but they were getting too close to
Your inhibitor.
our field, and he just started opening up on them.
The kids?
Yeah, on the people.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you're there to get shot and to shoot people, so.
Yeah, it's fun.
Hey, Anthony, why don't you explain for everybody like how Nick's logic works when he jungles or when you play.
Oh,
mid,
I need to
or-
consult the flowchart. I wonder if I
Yeah.
still have it. Hold on. Let me.
I
see
think
if
I
still
think we
have
should
it.
consult. The
Oh yeah,
flowchart.
we had because Nick has a very linear thought process when it comes to jungling in League of Legends and ganking and doing stuff like that.
Dude,
So I
someone
think-
has to have the flowchart. I think you know what? It's in one of my commentary episodes. I have a link to it in one of my episodes. So now you fuckers are gonna make me go through every single episode until I find it.
Usually when I play League of Legends, I'm stuck being support, so I'm usually playing Alistair, and I stand in the bushes and just go this
He just
way.
eats the grass.
Rick likes to roleplay it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
miss role playing League of Legends characters. That was the only time that game was fun.
Dude,
Oh.
every time I played
Jeffrey!
with you, Rick, you would either play Darius top or Darius jungle for like the longest time.
No, your first champ was Malphite, and all you did was play Malphite for like I don't know, a year.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm still in like paper,
Paper
5.
five. Well, you haven't played ranked.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm also
well then you
level
definitely
24.
didn't play ranked.
You're not even eligible to play ranked.
Yeah.
Hey, at least
Yeah.
you're at the level 24. I feel like you
No,
only have
I-
like 7 games played.
I play Smite a lot more.
7.
7 games.
That's all. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
reasonable.
I'm looking for the flowchart, but
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I
You don't-
noticed. I know. I just
You don't
recently
need the
started playing
flowchart
League.
though. You can just explain how his thought process works.
all
when
right.
That is
So
true.
if
when you play
I'm
mid or
in the
jungles.
game, if I'm playing in the current game and I'm mid and he's jungle, the rules are: don't give Ant any buffs, steal all of Ant's shit, never help him, only steal stuff, and if Ant isn't in the game, think of better ways to piss me off once I get there. That was Nick's rotation of thought.
I'm not gonna gank mid, but I'll just tax mid.
Yeah. I mean, I wasted my time thinking about ganking, so I may as well just, you know.
I'll just tax this entire wave. Actually, I think I'll stay for 2 waves. That sounds like the appropriate thing to do.
You know, one of the best games of League that I ever played, I
Mm-hmm.
was playing Alistair, and there was a Teemo on my team, and me and him run lane. So the entire time I was just like, little buddy, and I was like running up to him, and he's like, yeah, and he's like running in circles around me. So at one point he died, and like I stand on top of my E, so I'm like, no! And he just types in chat, avenge me! And I just like bum rushed whoever like killed him and just like destroyed him. Or I died and I was like, live my friend. He's running in circles. He's like, I miss you.
Dude, the recent
That's so sweet. I feel like that's such a tender side of you. That we
Oh,
haven't
I
seen
found the
before.
Nick flowchart.
Rick, of course.
Oh yes.
All right, so Danny, you can add this to the description.
Okay.
There's that's the Nick flowchart of life.
Of life. Oh wait. Oh god. I remember. I remember something now. Yeah.
Wake up. Get on Skype. How many
get
people
get
are
on
on?
Skype.
None. FAP to RA34. Back to how many people are on.
3 and over, join chat and be very loud.
Dude. Oh,
Anthony in the chat. Yes.
I'm so happy.
How much he loves penis and be extra loud. Play League. Are you jungling? Yes. Get no one but yourself, blue buff. Are you jungling? It's Anthony. Steal buffs whenever possible.
Dude, I was so happy when I made this chart. And he was like, yeah, basically. But my favorite one is finish League, lurk 4chan, get brutally beaten by dad. You bleeding? Yeah, you're bleeding. Sleep.
It's gooby time.
Oh, poor Nick. I found his dad was like a fucking triple black belt triathlete guy.
Dude, his dad
the
doesn't
world.
beat him, but when he yells at him, it's hilarious. But Nick, honestly, he asked for it sometimes. Nick's like this fucking skinny, and his dad is a gorilla. So if his dad said something to me like, hey, Aunt, could you take out the garbage? I wouldn't be like, you do it, faggot. Like, well, he doesn't. I would be like, okay, just don't kill me.
Yes, Daddy,
Like,
please don't hurt.
Oh, listening to that guy yell at Nick is scary.
I always remember when Nick was in Skype often, we would hear his dad like starting to cook, and you would just hear
Oh, the pots and pans!
the pots and
Yo,
pans were
we-
dinging for like an hour. He would just
Yo,
like
the,
throwing
he like
shit
power
together.
cooked. He like The food wouldn't cook because of heat. The food would cook because he would get so angry at it, it would get scared and just cook itself.
The heat from his eyeballs would just like sizzle up the steak.
Swedish mealtime was based off
yeah.
of Nick's cooking.
I wanted to talk about talking about League of Legends. Well, talking about Nick and then League of Legends. I recently started actually. I played like 3 games of League of Legends like today. That's the most I've probably played collectively in like 6 months.
Oh, you lucky
Fuck
man.
that game.
So today,
Fuck that game.
I noticed that fuck that game, and I noticed that now when the minions aggro you, they give you a little visual cue.
Yep.
How fucking retarded do they think the people that play League of Legends are? That they don't notice that these little things are going towards your direction.
Well, I mean, you should know that if you attack a champion with like an auto attack, it'll aggro them.
Jesus
but
Christ.
I believe that the old indicator was an orange outline. It's the same thing for champions if they're going to auto attack you. I believe
I didn't even
that
notice
there was
that.
an orange outline.
Well,
It's
then
very subtle.
even that was pretty recent though.
I still think it's.
I mean,
stupid.
fairly recent, like
But you
within
know what it
the
is?
past few months.
When games become
Or
more popular, they just pander to people. who
Yeah,
don't
isn't
really
that
know
isn't
what's
wasn't that the
going
World of Warcraft effect? How it just got like easier and easier and easier, and then
well,
Cataclysm
My
came
opinion
out
on
and
that
hated
is
it.
very, very biased because I was one of the people who put like 12 hours a day into it, and you had to do that if you wanted to succeed in
vanilla.
a lot of things in World of Warcraft, like
I-
raiding with 40 people, because there was 40-man raids. I don't think there is anymore, but there used to be 40-man raids, and we would stay up all night to do bosses and learn and communicate with each other and all that shit. And things like that aren't needed anymore to succeed.
on. Or like mining copper, you needed to put time into.
Well, I mean,
mining
you still have
copper.
to if you want to farm, but there wasn't any flying mounts or anything, you know. It was just
That was the time when you had to walk to the dungeon.
that was the time where you had to walk everywhere. There wasn't cross server, so if you wanted to do an instance with somebody, then you would have to go to one of the main cities, like fly, like pay for like the flight master, fly for like a fucking forever, go back, recruit somebody, and then if you had a warlock, you could summon them. If you didn't have a warlock, you had to go all the way back yourself. Now it's like, hey guys, you want to do fucking thing? And they're like, yeah, let's do thing. And they would just queue up, and it would be like thing, and you do it. It's easy now. It's so much more easy and not as
Yeah.
tedious, which is better. But for people who were used to that already, they got butt mad a little bit. Like, oh, you're catering to new players, so you know they don't have to put in the effort like we used to put in.
well, I mean, that's a business decision though, so you can't.
Yeah, and
really,
it's for the better. It works. You should be like, oh, thank you. I don't have to do this anymore. But people would be like, oh, that's not fair, because then these people get to just bleh, and we had to do that. Like, it was a game, and the game evolved. Like, that's just the way it was. So with League of Legends and the things over their head, new players are just gonna see that and be like, oh, that's nifty. Now I know. When older players will be like, man, the struggle is real. Like,
Nope.
shut up. Now, it's the same for everybody at all times. If you're playing and this guy's playing, then you guys know what's going on. Now, there's new people playing, and you both understand what's going on. It's just easier. It's a game design tactic, and it works. So I'm fine with it.
I don't agree on leveling the playing field. They have to learn the hard way.
Well,
They
I
just have
think,
to learn the hard way. They need to die and die and die and die. Be like, oh well, maybe something else is attacking me. Let me look at the damage recap. Oh, minions 7,000 damage. Maybe I should watch out for them next time.
He's just standing there throwing glowing orbs. Like no one told me
You
the
learn
glowing orbs are bad.
through mistake. That is what makes you better. You don't. I mean, game elements can help, but nothing teaches you better than learning through mistake and learning through your errors. Nothing.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you're right. Definitely, when it comes to anything, learning to do it yourself, first-hand experience is the absolute best way to get really good at something.
Yeah.
But what I'm
Participation
going to
trophies
say
are
about
bullshit.
what I'm going to say about what you were talking about as far as it pertains to League of Legends is there's a lot of input that goes into there's just a lot of stimulus in the game. So if you don't know what each and every single one of those things that's happening to you is, then you're just going to be like, whoa, stuff's happening and now I'm dead. And that's going to turn off a lot of new players. I mean, especially, what you're talking about, most people, if they just die over and over and over again, they're not going to keep playing. They're just going to be like, okay, fuck this, I'm done. I'm just going to go play something that's, easier or that I enjoy doing. Like, most people aren't going to continue pounding their head against the wall until... yeah, they're
I
not
feel
going to
like-
keep
Sure.
pounding their head against the wall until the wall breaks.
It's I don't know. It's different kind of gamers though.
What else do I
But
do?
that's
you know?
that
Yeah.
specifically, especially for companies like Blizzard and Riot, that's a business decision, and it's a smart one at that.
Yeah.
Blizzard makes more money than countries. They
Yep.
can do whatever the
Yeah.
hell they want at this point.
I
Yeah,
feel like
probably.
the sheer Andrew, what you were saying, how it might turn off new players, how it's discouraging to do bad. I feel like
Yeah.
the sheer popularity of League of Legends completely nulls that out.
I think
just-
to an
that-
extent, yeah.
That just for a game that is new, like if it's just a game that just came out, it's some indie game, and you walk into, you're like, okay, cool, I don't know what this game is, and you play it, and the first level, and they're like 17,000 things attack you. You're like, oh, I'm dead. I don't know why I'm dead. That turns you off. You're like, oh, I don't know, like this game is just really developed, and it's not, I don't know, it's not catered for an average player. League of Legends, thousands of millions of bajillions of quintillions of people play it and love it. Obviously, people love it for a reason.
Yeah.
I should keep playing this game.
Maybe. Like, to a certain degree, I think. But I've had plenty of friends who I've introduced to the game who just really didn't get into it because,
Well,
it was
MOBA's
too
just a
much for
different
them.
genre of game.
Yeah.
Like, MOBA's just like, it's still on the rise. There's still people just making MOBA games. It's the new MMO
Mm-hmm.
of popular games that are
That's
gonna
true.
see more like every day. Like didn't Dawngate just get released today? Like officially?
I didn't know that.
I don't know.
I think today or yesterday was like Dawngate's official release.
That's pretty cool.
And like that's just another example. Like the only thing is that people get too attached to like the thing that started it. So League of Legends and Dota 2, right? League of Legends made the MOBA scene boom explode, and everyone started making them. Now they're making them because they want to profit. They're an organization. That's what businesses want to do. So
Yep.
like so Dawngate is EA's MOBA. Now that's not fair to Waystone Games because when they come out with something, they're just going to be like, "Oh, it's like League of Legends." It's the same thing as when World of Warcraft was the dominant thing. And then they were like, "Oh, it's World of Warcraft. Just play World of Warcraft," you know?
Well, I feel with MMOs, you're very like restricted what you could do because yes, it's an open world, but like how are you gonna level up and do all the quests? You have to pretty much like get gathering quests and just kill a
grindy.
bunch of random mob quests. Like it's gonna be the same thing. But with MOBAs, you're seeing a lot of differences between the different MOBAs. I mean, look at it. You have League of Legends, which was pretty much the start of it. League of Legends is a top-down, click and move kind of thing. And then you have a game like Smite, where it's third person. You're actually using the wazas to run around. It's more like it's more fluid. I
Awesome
feel. And then
Nuts.
you have games like Awesome Nuts, where it's a 2D. That's like each of these is completely different. Dawngate, they're doing their own complete thing too. And yeah, there are some
There's
parallels,
got to be.
but
It has to be a
at the
working
same
game.
point,
Well,
there's-
that's kind of the
Yeah.
basis. That's what defines a genre. Is that there's
Yeah.
a basic similarity between those games. But I mean, you do have a good point, Rick, and that's that. I think people are finally starting to get, or like developers are finally starting to get that you can't just do something that somebody else did and be successful at it because it just won't happen. But that's typically like when it comes to businesses like this. I've noticed lately that's like the American economic thing to do is like, oh, League of Legends was super successful. Let's make another MOBA and do our thing like that. Whereas like you have World of Warcraft, which defined a generation of MMOs. Like once that came out, everybody. I mean, that when you have a game like that, it just defines what it is. Like that's a once in a lifetime kind of experience to have something that that successful. Yeah,
It
I
pretty
mean,
much
it's
crushed
like
every other man.
It evaporated that
stopped
entire scene.
all of them.
yeah,
Like, WoW
exactly,
just took
exactly,
over. And, like,
exactly.
I will honestly like being a part of like that community. Like I'd been playing since like vanilla, like very early into vanilla,
Yep.
and I'll never forget it. That's a part of my life now. Like, video games are obviously a huge part of me and what I am, but World of Warcraft was like, oh, that was like a whole new thing. That was like life. That was my shit. I loved it.
Events like that are just culturally pervasive, is my point. Like, think about life pre-Google and then post-Google. When you say, like, to somebody, oh yeah, just Google it.
Yeah. Back then, that wasn't like, oh, let's go to the library and find out.
You would go like, yeah, let's go to the library and find out, or let's ask Jeeves.
I remember Ask Jeeves. But
Netscape.
Google's a verb. Like, Google it is a verb.
It is.
The phrase obviously isn't, but Google. To Google something is now in the dictionary.
That's insane.
It is.
But the point is, and then Microsoft's over here is like, oh guys, Bing, you should. And
but it's not Google.
Fuck off, Microsoft. Nobody cares. You're fucking shit. Stop trying to compete with everything.
Google's monopolized search engines.
I actually don't
You're a
use
search engine hipster.
No,
Okay.
I use
That is the worst.
What determines
hate it.
what's the worst or not? If you Yahoo or Google search, like, most things, you're probably gonna get the same result.
Yahoo is good if you want an actual answer. Google is good
Isn't the
if
only
you want
I was about to say,
more
isn't the
and,
only
like,
difference
other
between
stupid
search
stuff.
engines like what porn you get? I don't know.
No. Okay.
Actually, there was an article that
I
said
should
Bing is
see.
the best for porn.
Try Bing for porn.
You literally get different results in different orders from different
You
search
should
engines for
you
the
should
same
bang it, then you
search
bang
period.
it, Ant.
Oh.
The Bing Bang Brothers. That's how it starts.
Anyway, the whole point of everything that I'm saying is that, like, when you get hit with something that big, like when somebody creates a piece of intellectual property that's just that big of a deal, you're going to get a result like that. They're going to define the next certain period of years before somebody else does something different or like comes up with something that's equally powerful.
But you know what I think was a big thing of why World of Warcraft was able to dominate so well? Because MMOs, when they come out, they were pay to play, pretty much. And World of Warcraft was the only MMO, to my knowledge, that was consistent with that, where there was constantly you had to pay to play. The other MMOs started off that way, but then they went to free play.
Nah, they've been
because they
15 a
just couldn't
month
compete.
for
where
like since the beginning.
ever. But with MMOs now, it's not that. It's microtransactions.
But you know what started microtransactions and really
And-
set it above anything else? League of Legends.
Yep.
Yeah. But the fact that you don't have to pay to play means that the other games have more wiggle room to get in. Because yes, League of Legends is definitely the
And the
dominant
free-to-play
force in the MOBA scene right now.
Like,
And the free-to-play scene, but the other MOBAs are actually able to keep up with it because they're also free-to-play, and you don't have to pay money to
Yeah.
play all the time.
I don't know, Anthony.
Well, in my
I
opinion,
think
at least.
that EA may have defined that with
What,
Call of Duty
microtransactions?
games. Yeah. Like
what, with
like,
the map packs and downloading
yeah,
content?
like DLC. DLC is really like the
But you had to buy the game
mother
first.
of that. Yeah,
you
you
had
did.
to buy the game and then you bought the DLC.
Yeah.
I think what
Where-
Andrew's trying to say is like it's a stem from that. It's the stem
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
My argument is that it's like an iterative process.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning of it, you have, you know, games are $50. Okay, now they're $60. Now they're $60, and you've got a $5 DLC. Now it's $60. You got a $5 DLC, and then you have a $5 map pack, and another $5 map pack, and another $5 map pack, and now you've got all that. And then now we've got these microtransactions. Here you can have some skins. Here you can have some guns. Here you can have some like bullshit, and here you can have like John Goodman's asshole, like whatever.
I love it.
I'll pay for that.
That's my favorite weapon.
People that
There's so
John
There's a
Goodman's
lot of
asshole
ammo.
has a lot of ammo. Oh man.
Nice.
People that
He's a good actor.
that review video games and respected video game critics too can also kind of be dicks in the sense that they're the ones that are they're that movement of people that are like, oh, this is just like League of Legends, or this is just like WoW, because that's what they're saying, but they're saying it for such broad reasons that it's unfair. Like they're like, oh wow, I can press W to walk in this game too. Go play World of Warcraft. That's just not fair. That it's just, oh, this game has gathering and you can mine and look fantasy. That's just a common theme. That is unfair to critique off that.
They are paid to do that now. I think that's my
course.
like
Very
one of
true.
the big problems that I have with the gaming industry is that is that it's just sort of getting to this point where it's almost like the movie industry, where everybody is so afraid of like creating new intellectual property. IP is what you call it, like where you create something new, or like if you're on Reddit, it's OC, like original content. Everybody's so afraid of doing that because it requires risk and investment in terms of like capital and time.
Best example is Team Meat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But everybody's so afraid to step out on a limb to do that because they don't want to make that investment. They have shareholders to answer to. They have board of directors to answer to. So in terms of business, like, they don't want to do something like that. But then at the same time, if you've got like, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, we've got like Call of Duty 7 over here. Let's just shit out another like same thing that we
reskin it the same
yeah,
shitty
let's just
FPS we've been
reskin
playing
it.
out
This
for
is the
10
same
years.
thing, and like, oh, by the way,
And
Yeah.
thus Kickstarter was born.
but that's my big problem with the gaming industry right now, is that like we're starting to get to the
It's
same
cookie
kind
cutter.
of situation, is that, and I know I just used Call of Duty as an example, but yeah,
Halo.
the big problem that I have is that that it's starting to get to that point where we just keep like recycling the same ideas, and nobody's out there like willing to take a risk. But now, we were talking about this before. I can't remember if it was the last podcast or just in one of our Skype calls, but I guess, Anthony, I think you were saying something about how you're not crazy about the what is it, Steam Greenlight or whatever, the indie.
Oh, well, it's not that I'm
developers.
not. No. We were talking about early access games.
Yeah, okay.
Early access games are kind of a sham sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes
the thing
they
is, the thing is, it's also very good for people.
are. Yeah.
But going back to what you were saying about the whole Call of Duty thing, at the end of the day, it's all numbers and statistics and where money can be made. And although it's not our preference, we make jokes like, Call of Duty, and people are like, Call of Duty's bad, whatever. At the end of the day, when a Call of Duty game comes out, it sells crazy. It sells ridiculous, and that hasn't changed. So in a developer's eyes, in a company, in a business,
Yeah.
when they look at the numbers, like, you could never play a video game in your life. But if you could see, okay, this game, Call of Duty, is selling like this, and I make another one, and it's selling like this, and then we made a new one, and it sells like this. Like, there's no reason to stop.
Yeah.
So that's on gamers.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
not on the publishers.
Absolutely.
They're doing it because it's their job, and their job is good because it keeps going up. So it's more of the gaming community as a whole. The reason why like IP is so hard nowadays is because people are safe. Like businesses are playing it safe because it's what a business should do.
They want guaranteed money.
Yeah, it's an investment. You put money down. If you lose it, then, well, fuck, we're out of jobs and shit. But we're like, we could just make Call of Duty 77 and we're fine. And that's our fault. That's our fault as a gaming community. That's not on them. That's on us.
Yeah, like we shape that industry more than we think we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. I'm not trying to entirely pin it on just, developers and publishers, because, I mean, that's not fair. Obviously, we as consumers, we have a say in what happens because we choose what we do with our money, right?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest way to influence what happens with those kind of companies. But, and I think the other thing, too, is, like, ever since the crash, I've noticed it just got worse, in both sort of genres, in movies and in video games. It just got worse because everybody needs to play it safe because everybody's got to live. Like, they need to have a job. Like, people need to continue to produce jobs and that sort of thing, and continue to produce profit, like I was saying. You got to answer to your board. You got to answer to your shareholders if you have them, and you've got to answer to your employees. But I don't know. I guess maybe I feel like that shouldn't excuse risk taking. Because then eventually, it's going to stop working. I guess is my point. Is eventually, Call of Duty 77 is going to tank, and
Yep.
it's gonna be the worst thing in the world. Yeah, hopefully.
Well, if Call of Duty is beating the dead horse, then Nintendo is turning it into jelly.
Yeah, that's true. But
Yeah, when's the last time Nintendo had a good IP?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But they're
That's a good
able
point, as much as I love 'em.
beat that to death because they just
Because
that's
it
their
hasn't died
whole
yet.
that's their whole framework.
'Cause
Man.
it's
That is their
me,
whole
Mario.
framework, and people will eat that up until the world
Pokemon.
explodes. Because when you think Nintendo, you think of original content, original IPs. If you want to
Well,
call it that.
I mean, I never really did in the past. I kind of was that person where I was like, oh, okay, I know this game, so I'm going to go with it. But now I see more when I'm going to cons. If I see somebody, like I recently went to Asbury Park Comic Con, and I actually bought a lot of indie comics, like independent people who are doing their own thing. And normally I wouldn't do that. I would stick with like stuff that I know. But at this point, I was like, you know what? These guys are trying. They told me about their book. They have like belief in it, so I'm going to give it a shot. It's like $5. All right, I'll buy it. I wound up having like a stack of comics that I still have to read, but like it's all.
A lot of people have talent nowadays.
Yeah, see, that's my
When
like,
we went-
huge part of my point is that I think more people should be taking that attitude because I think it's a great attitude to have.
Yeah.
Um,
You might find
because-
something that you really like, something
Well,
that
yeah.
you'd be really passionate about.
When we were at MagFest, there was the guy.
Oh, yeah, Bacon
what
Man.
was it, Bacon Man. It was kind of like Earthworm Jimmy.
Yeah,
almost.
it was kind of. You ever play
Jim,
Explosion
fuck
Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Explosion Man.
It's
Yeah,
basically
Explosion Man is awesome.
So good.
And we sat down with the devs and we played, and yeah, it was cool. They were a talented bunch of people. The puzzles were fun, and like, where the fuck is Bacon Man now? You know, like, did we ever get emails? We were supposed to game test as new updates came out.
I've never even heard of that game.
Exactly. Like, I don't even know if it's on like the Steam Greenlight. But the whole point is like, they're a talented bunch of people. We took the time. We sat down. We played their game. We enjoyed ourselves. But I mean, what's gonna sell? Like Call of Duty or Bacon Man? Like there's so many talented people out nowadays that just can't get there. And that kind of stems back to our other conversation about the Greenlight games.
Yeah.
You know? And it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because people try to cop out and make just shitty money off it and then be out. But then there's people,
Towns.
passionate. Yeah, there's talents. There's Bacon Men that are trying to do their thing and just can't. And that's just kind of where the game industry is right now.
See, that for me though, I think it's more worth it to like take a risk on those kind of people because it's a really small risk,
Yeah.
as opposed to just like dropping $60 on the next Call of Duty, dropping $60 on the next Halo, you know, whatever the case may be, because all that's going to do is just perpetuate what you're already getting. Like you know what you're going to get, and for some people that's cool. For me, like, it's cool, like it's good to an extent, but then, you know, eventually I get tired of it. I want something new. I'd rather see, and I'd rather be a part of the chance to like invest in these people who have a lot of talent and who aren't a huge deal yet.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, like, look at it, like when we met 2 years ago, Anthony. It was 2 years ago now that we met.
And now
I
we're
know,
best
right?
friends.
Yeah.
Best friends in the world. when we met 2 years ago, you had just put out just the Blitzcrank video
Blitzcrank video. Yeah.
on YouTube.
That started
and-
it all, dude. That
Yeah,
was like,
exactly.
That's like the video that is why, like, I know you. It's the reason why I stream. It's the reason why I YouTube still. It's
That's
because
the
of that
reason.
video.
That's the reason why you met Tucker and Sam.
Yeah, it's
is
the reason
because
why.
of that
It's the reason
video.
why I met a lot of people.
But like the point behind all that is like I would rather get involved in something like that and get the opportunity to give like somebody like, oh, you know, here's $5-10, here's $15, whatever, I don't care. Like $15 I'll make in like less, like in 20 minutes of work or something like that. So like I don't care. Here's $15. I don't give a shit. And I would rather invest in somebody like that or like somebody like you, because you can make a huge difference in what happens to somebody and their life and their career if enough people do that.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, oh, here's another $60, so, you know, EA can keep doing its thing and like people don't lose their jobs. Yay, I guess. Whatever, I don't care. Whereas
I don't
you
know,
could,
it's hard.
you could
It's hard
innovate.
The struggle.
The
Yeah,
struggle
the
is
struggle is
real.
real.
That's the
Struggle's
take home
really
here.
real.
That is the take home. The struggle
that-
is real.
Speaking of the
Wow,
struggle,
the struggle
I
really
like
is real
games.
for you, Rick.
The struggle is giga real.
What's
for you,
what's
man.
Bender gonna do without his alcohol intake? You're gonna get tired and fall asleep?
I don't know.
Oh,
Now,
that's
I'm
that's
sorry.
my
I'm sorry to get so serious, but like this is something that I feel strongly about, at least when it comes to video games. And also, I just wanted to get a kickstart on what I'm going to be doing this weekend, which is it's Mother's Day weekend, so I'm not allowed to have any fun. So I figured I'd just go ahead and start it right now. You know.
Oh man.
Andrew, are you having fun? It's 10 o'clock at night, Andrew.
Why are you
I'm trying to
saying my
sleep and
head?
you're having fun.
Mom, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to record a podcast. I'm sorry.
A podcast? You can't record a podcast at 10 at night, Andrew. I have to be up in 6 seconds, Andrew.
What the fuck?
You've ruined my slumber, Andrew.
Yo,
Who dares
anybody
wake
else
Andrew's
notice
mother
Danny
from her
sounds like
slumber?
really
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Andrew.
Wait, I sound like fuck. Who's the guy from
want some of this dick?
Who's that guy from the other guy from Independence Day? Not the main guy. The
pervy.
him. I forgot his fucking name.
Jeff Goldblum's boss.
The alien?
Yeah, yeah. David, get over here. David, if we die in this alien monstrosity, I swear to God, David, I will suck your dick. Like his voice was just. I
Is
loved
that
his
Harvey
voice so much.
Firestein?
I don't know who he is. I gotta IMDb that man. He's in a few other things.
Dude, what would the world be like without Internet Movie Database? Holy shit.
Isn't that? I think that was the first website like ever. No,
When I
like,
all right,
for
when
real,
I think of
for
like
real.
my
ever?
first exposure to the internet, I think like Newgrounds, Shockwave,
E-Bombs World.
E-Bombs World. Well,
Flash
what was it?
player.
Addictinggames.com.
MySpace.
No. All right, yeah, my first
Addicting
where I like
Games.
played games.
Quizilla.
Oh, there it is. There he is. Harvey Firestein. Firestein.
You said
Sorry,
that?
Rick,
That's
sorry,
what
Rick,
I
I
said.
didn't hear
How
you.
the hell did you
Harvey
know that?
Firestein. Yeah.
Just Rick things, man.
I don't ask you
remember this kind of
questions.
shit.
Hashtag Rick things.
Harvey
What were you saying? Again?
Firestein.
Oh god, I don't even remember. Oh, yeah, my first exposure to the internet was like shockwave.com, where you got to play like the tank game. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
my God, dude!
Yeah, dude.
Shockwave.
right? That's the,
Yo,
dude.
Defender
No, there was
Castle
this tank
was
game
like
where it was
the
like a
game
bunch of
that we played in
wireframe
grade
shit, and
school.
you like shot the blocks, and when they explode, they turned into like little blocks.
Yes, that fucking game, dude.
See,
yes!
you know what I'm talking about? That game was the shit. Like, that was my first experience of the internet. And then I remember being like, I don't know, like 7 years old and seeing a commercial for like girlsgonewild.com. And I was like, I can't spell girls gone wild. That word's huge. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I took it all. I couldn't process back then, I guess, that
You're
girls
st-
gone wild. I was like, girls gone wild.
Yeah.
That's I can't spell that.
I had that mind.
Such
I
a
had that mind
meatball.
frame too because
That's like an old joke from The Simpsons. Like Bart was watching television, and I forgot he wanted to order something on the phone. So it was like 1-800 blah blah blah. So he got to the phone. He was like our phone doesn't have an 800 button. It was one of those.
Beautiful.
I don't know.
Yo,
Yeah.
Eddie was gonna be really into that too, but he got so nervous from the TV commercial that he couldn't.
Oh, because there was grills there.
Yeah,
There's too
too
many
many
girls.
He's too shy for the grills.
Hi,
Shout out to Eddie, who's not here tonight.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell he is.
I hope he's not getting fired.
Oh, there
he was
in-
talking
there
in
he is
chat
in
for a
chat.
second.
Let's see. A GIF.
Oh lord.
Oh, there's an Asian guy karate chopping tea. Oh, and snorting something. Okay.
No, it's he karate chopped the ramen, and then poured the hot water down his throat,
Oh, and
and
then
then
he made
snorted the seasoning.
And that's how you're supposed to eat ramen.
That's one way to do it.
That's how Rick eats ramen, because he's a man's man.
That is true. All right,
Yeah,
boys.
I do
Yeah.
love that about you.
I think we're gonna cut it here. We're getting close to our nice little time frame that we've been keeping.
Oh.
Aw.
We've had a
From the one episode.
we've had a lot of fun.
Oh, I forgot to press record on Audacity.
You're lying.
No, I just...
Imagine.
What
Imagine.
is?
Well, Before we go, I mean, I know we only did one episode, but the fact that we only had one episode and we almost hit 600 views right now, I think that's
shout outs
really
to
nice.
you.
And I
Shout outs to
thank all of
people.
you guys for coming
Like whoever's
in.
watching this.
paying
Hell
it
yeah.
interest.
You guys, thank
Yeah.
you so much.
If I had more Jameson, I would
Yeah.
drink to all
Yeah,
of you.
seriously, we really appreciate
die
it.
from alcohol
And
poisoning.
please leave a like and subscribe. We would love to see more of you guys checking out these videos because
And
we
we'd love
want
to
to keep
keep doing
doing this. Yeah, please give
And
us feedback. We want to know what you think.
If there's something that you want us to
Yes!
ramble about and then
Yes!
butcher on the show,
Type in the comments and then
type
we'll
in
let
the comments
Eddie do
below.
it.
They're
There you
going to be somewhere down here. Yeah. And just remember, keep calm, let Rick handle it.
I subscribe to Black and Ola, I guess. That's the shirt that I got on. So I guess my message isn't very.
It's been a long
listen to
December,
Comic Rose
Andrew.
If you're 16, want to be depressed.
Oh God. Okay, I guess I'll do this too. I used to work at Staples, and they gave me this shirt.
So order from Staples. There you go.
Beautiful.
Actually, now stay far away from
If
Staples.
you need
It's
office
Office
supplies,
supplies, Nazi company.
Yeah, just go to Micro Center. That's where I built my computer. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, is Micro Center like a Jersey thing, or is that actually?
No,
Pleasant?
there's 22. There's
No,
22
we
of them
have a-
in the world. In the United States. There's only 22,
Ah.
but it's in all in the United States. Anyway, let's not go off on another tangent. Thank you everybody for watching. This concludes our second episode of Pointless Agenda. The next episode probably coming out again in another week. We're trying to get episodes out every week so we can give you guys amazing content to look forward to every week. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful night.
deuces.